This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The following will contain strong language, adult themes, and, of course, Mara. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to Season 2. Hi, we saying it's now.
What's goody, guys? It's Tammy.
Hey, it's your girl Mara.
And this is the Not Too Much podcast. If you know,
you know.
Guys, it's the first episode of Season 2.
You made it.
We made it.
No, I said they made it.
Yeah,
Not even us.
Us and you guys.
Yeah.
This is a collaborative approach.
Yeah. I mean, they probably don't know, you guys probably don't know actually, like, how far in advance this is being recorded.
Oh, Lord.
We've had some interesting theories. Do you guys record it every week? Like you said, that realistically, guys, life is life. We do not have the capacity for that. We are not able to sit down every week and record. So we just dash them at you every week. They'll be done.
We pre-record.
We're like that.
Organised like that.
We got to schedule people.
Let's not show off too much.
In case something happens.
Yeah.
But, you know, I just wanted to say, like, the upgrade from season 1 to season 2.
Yeah.
Like, first episode, we got mic stands.
No, you should see us, guys. In fact, you'll probably see like a photo, like on the gram or something about our setup. But
we've really improved, you know.
I feel like I missed the mic in my hand. Like, my hand had that strength.
Please
I'm worried
relax.
now.
I'm sure they don't miss the audio quality.
Yeah, they don't miss it. They don't miss it.
The audio quality for episode 1. Thank you guys for sticking with us.
Yeah.
You know, you powered through.
And if you've just shown up now, you're showing up at the right time.
Yeah, because we were sounding like robots. It was crackle.
Eat, won't. That was us.
No, it's just
we sound like we're in a microwave at times.
Yeah.
But let's not be too hard on ourselves because we could actually have nothing. We had something.
And we tried. But talking about trying.
Oh no.
One thing that I think has been a topic of conversation for us while starting season 1 was trying to become social media girlies.
Yeah.
Let's talk about people.
Oh God. Okay, let me go first. The thing is, guys, if you knew me prior to NTM podcast, I'm not a social media hermit, but I pretty much carried myself like one. Realistically, the last time I had posted was year 11. Considering that I was age 16 at year 11 and I'm now 20 years old. 4 years. Four testing years of not posting. And you know something? I never was craving it or anything. I just got used to it. And I felt this immense anxiety when starting this podcast because I was like, realistically, I cannot keep that same energy. I said, I got to give the people a little something. I got to feed the crowd. Not even just feed the crowd. I had to feed my friends. My friends were very tired.
They need to leave with something.
I'm leaving with something.
My friend said to me, my friend said to me in 2023, Tammy, I'm leaving here with something. I'm leaving here with something. So I was like, you know what? No more 0 posts on Instagram, specifically Instagram in 2023. You know, baby steps, but you know, guys, give me a round of applause. I put my first picture out there not too long ago.
Period.
You know, and I actually felt good about it. You know, there's a level of just putting it out there. Yeah, don't like it. But I was like, you know what? It's there and it's there to stay for now until I choose to, you know, swap it out for some new content. But you know something? It's there.
How did you find being a social media girly? Is it like worth anxiety? What did it?
Can I even call myself a social media girly? Like, I think people have noticed in different ways that I've become more active. Let's just say your girl has been serving up some content, not just on Instagram. I feel like Instagram is very much an aesthetic platform for me. So if you're gonna see content from me, you're not gonna get to see my wayward side. Believe me, there is a wayward side to me. You're gonna
listen.
It's
not
true,
too much, but no, I think my wayward side comes out more on Snapchat, which I thought was a dying platform for me specifically. But actually, like, my private story, things like that, like, that's where I was like, you know what? I said to my friend, I was like to him, this actually has my name on it. This has my phone number, my email address, all of these things. Why am I acting like this is not my account?
When you put it like that,
That's scary.
I said, this is actually mine, and I'm acting like it's someone else's.
ooh.
I'm acting like I have to please someone else who didn't even put any of their personal details on that account. They got their own account. So I said, you know what? You know, it's for better. I can't even say for worse. For better, you know, for me to tap into this element of being a social media girly, if I'm going to call myself that.
What about you, Tammy? Like, it's not Tammy.
Tammy.
Oh,
Who's
no,
Tam? Is it NTT?
Ask
Oh, well
Ask me
done.
again.
You don't need me, guys.
No.
No,
I let myself
ask me
out.
again. No, ask me again.
no,
I like
don't set me up.
Ask me again. I want to
Don't
talk.
set me up. Mara, what do you think?
Not you sniffing.
Oh, no.
Get to it.
Dry eyes.
Dry eye. Dry eye.
Oh, it's being a social media. First of all, I'm glad your journey and your development on socials, but I'm going the opposite way. I don't want to post. I have one singular post from a Halloween, and it may just stay like that.
Who took it?
Oh,
God.
Realistically, who took both of the pictures that are on your thing?
Tammy, you're a photographer.
Yeah.
She said.
Shout out to Tammy.
Yeah, get at her, guys. Commission.
She's acting shy, but this is exactly what she
She
said.
literally does photography.
Mara, you have the floor.
I don't want the floor because I'm not a social media guy. I feel like I've just lost. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. I don't know if it's worth it.
What did you mean, like, you've lost it?
Because did you have it?
Because when I first, like, met you and you're like, okay, you know how you exchange socials with people? I remember when I first exchanged, and, like, you know, you had quite a bit going on yours. You even the type of person, what did you used to put in your bio?
Oh, I don't know how to take photos, so do you really want to follow?
But it was just like you were free to be yourself. I
Yeah.
think social media, girl, is not just about being aesthetic. It's actually just doing your thing.
Oh, for
I
sure.
know, but for a lot of it is about being aesthetic, and I don't think I'm an aesthetic person. I'm too chaotic.
Okay, but let's take this out of the realm of Insta. I think that outside of Insta, you're actually quite a social media.
Yeah.
Oh, me? Oh,
Yeah.
my Snapchat. But I haven't posted.
Miss Adventures of Mara.
Ooh.
Sorry! I just outed the whole.
She released like the entire
Beep.
private story.
My private story, because realistically, some people don't know there's a private story. They just think
Oh my god, you can't be for real. You don't post on your main, so how would they not think that it's a private?
I'm a little ghost. I never post on my main. I'm just like on my private. On Snap, I used to be active. In fact, am I still active on Snap? I will respond to you on Snap, but I don't post anymore.
You're an iMessage girly now.
It's because of this one right here.
She's actually transformed. She's put her agenda out. She's transformed us into iMessage girly.
No,
Yeah.
she's so annoying like that.
Does she
because
do that?
She doesn't. No, it's because I realised the way to reach to this girl. Because at one point I was left on deliver for like 5 days, and I wasn't having it. Especially when we was in first year and we was in the same kind of a comm vicinity, and I would see her, and it would still be undelivered. I said, no, this isn't right. I
It's
said,
a lie.
No, I thought I was pretty good in first
No.
year.
Actually,
put in work.
You came through with the voice notes. I love the little voice note from you.
Yeah, I thought I was good. I wasn't. Okay.
Maybe that was just Mara's experience. I enjoyed our interactions.
No, but I think the thing is, I just knew I was gonna see everyone. I'm not a Snapchat kind of girl.
So wait, what is considering social media girly? What is social media now? Because we can't talk about tweet and like. So we got Insta, we got
TikTok.
Snap, TikTok.
TikTok.
Now
That's what
maybe
I'm talking
TikTok
about.
is where I need to go to because that's the chaotic energy
That's
I am.
when you like to do your thing.
Yeah.
No, don't trust Mara sometimes.
What?
Because Mara will take
switch.
Mara will take TikTok videos, yeah, and she'll actually post them. You'll be in it and you won't know. I was slipping.
She was not even sleeping.
And I woke up and there was one day where I was like, oh, let me just go, like, you know, peruse on TikTok, maybe follow Mara and now like my friends.
Oh,
yeah?
maybe follow.
And I followed you. And that is when I found out I saw Mara was doing the transition. I was like, okay, what's going on here?
Oh,
Then I
that's
see me.
TikTok.
It was just me and her. I was sweating. I said, how did this girl do this? Then she did it again when we did a staycation that summer in that hotel.
Oh yeah.
And she posted it. And do you know how many views it shot up to in 20 minutes?
Oh yeah, they're
it
like
was
private.
scary.
And I was like, how does this girl do this?
It's the Mara touch, the Midas touch.
I think TikTok is your platform. Can't lie.
No, but I think people are making careers out of being social media girlies, and I applaud it. I applaud it because realistically, the world as we know it has changed so drastically. Like, building a social media career, almost like, it doesn't just buy you things, it buys you choice and freedom.
Ooh.
And it's worth it in that aspect. But also, people, let's not sell our souls for a buck now.
Oh,
Because because seriously, some things that are being overshared, and then we need to cut down.
Oh, we're back to this one.
Back to the topic. guys.
But I have a question.
Yeah.
You said it being worth it from a commercial, like, you know, certain like business future perspective for pleasure, because there's business and there's pleasure.
That's a
Do you
good
not see it
question.
as it being worth
That's
it for
the
pleasure?
thing with social media. It tends to promote blurring business and pleasure, and then we get into this thing where people are. I always say, my mum always tells me, Mara, work to live, don't live to work. And sometimes I think social media girlies, it's getting a bit techie.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it doing that?
Let's
Because
throw it to you.
out of all of us, I feel like this girl's been a bit active.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know something? I've been seeing your name pop up in the.
I said,
I've not been active at all.
Have you seen your Instagram?
But maybe we
She's got
can.
more posts than us.
Yeah, she does.
I have 2 posts.
And you know something that's probably confusing? I try not to mislead people because I feel like sometimes within your circles of friends, someone might appear as a social media person to you because you are able to have access to them and certain like levels of their social media content. To the rest, to the people in general outside of your circles, like that social media category, do you fall into? Do you now?
Me.
I'm asking you. Do you
Capital
fall
Y. You.
Oh, I didn't know what you were spelling. I was like, what's going on?
Do you know what? I feel like, personally for me, I always have a warped perception of self. So social media is just an extension of that. I don't actually like to be perceived. The only reason why I made my account public was because of NTM.
Yeah.
That
I
was
cried that
literally the only reason. And I've posted like 2 posts and they're all nighttime posts. Keep that. Do you know what I mean?
Oh.
I actually don't like being perceived. I'm not a social media girly. I'm gonna be like so real for you. Is it worth being a social media girly? I can't answer that. Because I'm not. Like I personally, I'm a person that you would need to meet in real life.
Get to know.
Yeah, I can't on social media. If you see me, you see me. But like I for a long time limited my like people who followed me.
Yeah.
Like I routinely actually go, I don't want you on my followers list.
Yeah.
So now it's gone over, but it used to be my maximum was around 60 people who could follow me. It's a bit techie now.
I can see your follower count increase.
And it stresses me out, which is why I kind of feel like it depends on what your purpose for social media is.
Okay.
If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of do want to grow my social media to be a more personal place. But as long as it continues to be a safe place.
Yeah.
Yes.
If my social media is safe, sure, I'll be a social media girly. Sign me up. The minute it becomes unsafe,
Step out.
But let us know what you guys think.
Yeah.
Are you a social media person?
Are you guys social media girlies?
If you are, give us tips or give me tips because
Sound like you're holding back at gunpoint.
Give us tips.
yeah. Now.
Yo. You have to stop doing that.
I actually make so many expressions.
And you can't see.
They look so caught off guard. Guys, I'm not holding anyone by gunpoint.
Not me.
I
I don't own a gun.
I Not either. I was about to say I do, but I don't. I don't know why I was going to say
If
that.
you owned a gun, I would actually have to really reconsider this living.
Not even on a joke thing. I think he's serious.
I am actually being
You
really
know,
serious.
she already gets
Hey guys, it's Nell back with another promo break. Now, it's the first episode of season 2, and we're so glad to have you guys here, whether you're new or returning. Now, one way you guys can show your appreciation for us is to subscribe to our podcast on Apple and make sure to leave a review. You can also follow us on Spotify and leave a 5-star review if you wish. And make sure to follow us on TikTok at the NTM Podcast, as well as Instagram, where you can keep up to date with all of our newest podcast episodes at the NTM Pod. We'll see you there. Right, so we basically just started a new semester of uni. We're in our second semester now, guys, of
Thanks
the
for
academic
reminding
year.
me. Why is your breath trembling?
because life has been life.
It's
Yeah,
been-
very, very immediately, I will
As-
say.
Since the beginning of the year, but I feel like second semester really it's shaken me a little bit.
We're 3 days into it, by the
You
way.
can tell the degrees love us.
The silence.
Crickets.
Oh, no.
Because it is getting tough.
And we're continuously confronted with a particular question as we try to succeed and make a name in this life. Guys, are we afraid of being black and average? Sorry, I should have laughed.
Because if you
don't laugh, you cry.
No, it's true.
Okay, forget
Well, since you asked it, can you kick it off, please?
Yeah.
Okay. Something that has occurred to me very recently is I have a lot of big dreams, big ambitions in my life. And this hasn't been something that has, just come about like as of yesterday, very recently. As far as I can remember, I have always drilled into myself as a child a sense of ambition, a sense of drive, but above all, a sense of excellence. It's rare for me to really find memories where I've been easy on myself when I haven't reached those heights of success that I've, wanted for myself. And I had to really understand, I was like, is this self-inflicted? I said, is this me? And if I'm going to be honest, and this is not coming from a critical angle, like me critiquing anybody, but it's, it's an amalgamation of things. It's cultural. I definitely understand the culture that I've come up into. Like, my race also does play into my culture, like cultural background. Like, I'm aware that my parents, my grandparents, my great-grandparents have laid a path of excellence and have definitely, whether they were outward or overt about this or not, they've definitely tried to instill an idea of, being black and excellent and having a strong lineage. And essentially, you not just being great, but greater than the ones that came before you.
Right.
It's always about one-upping yourself. So when I'm comparing myself to other black people that have come before me in my family, in my tight circle, I said there's no room to be average. There's also societal. There's a lot of intersections in my identity. Being black, being a woman. Shout out to the struggle. But the thing is, like, that alone, I already felt that pressure very early on as a child. I was having teachers say to me, oh, you know what? You've got to lead this. You got to be there for this child. Oh, you would make a great mother. Like, honestly, like this idea of being almost giddy at a child doing so well at an early stage and being so excellent, and me clocking very early on that I wasn't held to the same standard as a lot of my peers. And so, yes, they would boost me up greatly when I did well, but they would also take me down greatly if I did badly.
I think the thing that I took from that was expectations.
Yeah.
External expectations, internal expectations, and how that intersects. The fact that it really started from youth and the kind of constant building, you can't be stagnant, you always got to grow. But like, there is never ever continuous growth. There's going to be stagnancy, and eventually something has to crash before you can grow again. If we're talking economics here.
Ooh, okay, STEM girl.
Not too much. It's a BA, people.
Let them know.
I think I do want to ask a question.
Ooh. I feel like I'm on question time.
Oh, that's true.
But like, when you're thinking about your big ambitions and these ambitions that you have built over the years, is it a fear that you won't be able to reach those ambitions, or is it kind of this present thing where you're like, I just need to get further and further?
I do think that there is a level that I feel like my answer is twofold to that. Like it kind of honors both sides of the questions that you presented to me. I do agree that it's almost like I just have to keep beating myself. Like I have to just keep getting, like I've never, for exams, for instance, in school stages, after year 6, SATs and 11 plus and all those things, I was like, okay, sets in secondary school. Okay, after sets in secondary school, GCSEs, mocks, then the real exams, then after GCSEs, A-levels, then after A-levels, uni, then after uni, placements, then after placements, career, and then after career, multiple streams of income. There was never ever a sense of, you stop, it ends. I don't even know what the finish line is for me. Every day, there is always something extra added on, and I think it does come from a fear of not knowing if I've truly found my purpose, not knowing if I'm doing the right thing, so I must have to just try everything. But I also understand, like a jack of all trades is a master of none, that type of thing. But almost at the same time, I was like, I think I had to really unlearn this, but I think as a child, a very hard part for me was like, I was like, I'd rather be a jack of all trades than a master of none. I'd rather do everything, you know, and just kind of, I'd rather just do everything and find greatness in everything than just like, you know, only be limited to one thing or nothing. I think I made things harder for myself. I burnt out because I was always being like, you can't just be black and excellent. You have to do it quickly. You have to be a 30 under 30. I said, in this life, I need longevity.
Yeah.
Right.
I wanted to say though, because obviously this podcast is kind of like for us, by us. Like it's black female led. Do you ever feel like you cannot be black and average among each other, like among us?
Expand on that question.
Yeah. What do you mean?
As in, obviously, we have a lot of respect for each other's work ethic and drive. And I've heard us, you know, each say respectively, like, oh, we're very hardworking people, you know, very driven, very talented. And we see different talents in each other. Obviously, playing to our own strengths, does it ever push you to want to go harder or wanted to be better, looking at each other, being like, oh, I can't settle and be like this because, oh, look at Mara doing her thing and she's like, you know, going to comps or like, you know, she's doing her thing, she's talented. Look at now, she's doing her thing, she's talented. I cannot just be like this. I have to also be up here with them. Has that ever happened? And obviously,
Yeah, but in a weird way, because realistically, what I would ask you guys is, do you think we're above average? Like, do you think? Because when I heard the question,
yeah,
I was kind of like,
that implies
what? But what does average look like? I don't get it. And then I was like, and then we're putting on black and average, and I was like, why does that go together realistically? And then I was thinking.
Oh, she cracking the.
Sorry,
yeah.
She getting ready to speak.
19 years of struggle.
I was thinking. I was like, I think, because some people will argue that why the whole black and average, it's not a race thing. It's just what people feel. People don't think, no one wants to be average.
Yeah.
That's what people will argue.
Mm-hmm.
And what I would come back with is that it is a race thing
Yeah.
for us, I guess. Because I feel like when your identity is viewed as an obstacle and a hindrance in many aspects of the world and society, then our average, or what is considered to be average, is completely different for us than it would be for someone who wasn't black.
Mm-hmm.
Our average is treated as inadequate. And so if what we have to be is exceptional or excellent, and that is our standard, because you're constantly seen as an obstruction to your own success because of your identity.
Right.
And in that way, I was like, ooh, when I thought of it like that.
Yeah.
Because realistically, we're all sitting here, we have a podcast, we basically have 3 jobs and then some on the side. But I don't think any of us will comfortably sit here and say, oh, we're above average.
No.
I think we would say we need to keep going.
We have a very warped perception of...
And it's because I think that whole concept of blackness being an obstacle feeds into our perception of what average is.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think... Okay, for me personally, when I saw the question, immediately I was like, oh, I don't think I'm qualified for this. Because I was like, I'm not black and excellent. While that's something I strive to be, I was like, and now I had to check myself a bit.
Take a deep breath.
Because we talk about the topics and we go out and we gather our thoughts and then we come here and discuss, right?
Yeah.
And this actually had to prompt me to journal, because my first thought was thinking, oh, I'm probably below average.
Exactly.
That's where like my points came from. I feel like you're constantly trying to beat yourself and do more because you don't think you're excellent. In my opinion, that's where I felt I landed. Like I was like, I kept wanting to do more because I was like, this isn't enough. So I agree with the two. Like I posed that question because I don't know how. I think we do know because we talk, but I feel like I don't know.
It's a touchy subject.
It is a touchy subject.
Because you've just said that you feel. I'm not even say felt, because actually, what are your updated thoughts after journaling?
Still feel the same.
Okay.
So that's the thing. I think I don't know if this is just because I think I've spent a lot of my life in very competitive environments. That it meant that in a way it almost had to set the standard.
Grammar schools.
I didn't even go to a grammar school for secondary. That's the worst thing. I can't even imagine how you man even.
I didn't go
that.
either.
That was just a sixth form thing for me, and that changed my life.
7 years.
But for me, okay, this is kind of hard to articulate, and I know this is an issue because I don't normally find it hard to articulate with things, right? For me, when I think of black and average, I don't even think of myself. I think of myself as black and poor, like black and below average. Now, I say this because I think I'm very critical of outcomes of my work. It's never how much I put into it, it's actually the outcome. And I think whilst we can discuss the issue of, am I black and excellent, am I black and average, I kind of wanted to break it down even further. Are we basing the excellence and averageness based on what is being put out or what you put in? Because for me, I put in a lot to everything.
Yeah.
I basically put my soul into every project, right? But then if we took the season 1, right, I edit the episodes, right? The outcome of season 1, I can say that I'm not happy with. And it doesn't matter how many people be like, oh, it's your first season, you know, we were restricted, you know, audio quality was not that bad. My outcome defines what I see as excellent.
Yeah.
And so ultimately, even though I'm working for, guys, I'm working through it. For me, that is black on poor.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's not even to say that the aspects that everyone else worked on the podcast, I think they're amazing. But my involvement, I kind of see it as below average, the outcome of it. So, am I fearful of being average? No. I'm fearful of staying average? Yes.
That's it right there.
That's a good thing. So,
that's the fear. Because I don't think I'm black and excellent. Oh, I think I'm black, yeah. But I don't think I'm excellent or I've achieved excellence. Like even even what I view as like excellence, I still feel like
and then some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always the and then some.
Mm-hmm.
And that for me is probably where it truly lands. Like I'm like, okay, they would say I've done excellent, but what's that?
And then some.
Yeah. It's my big fear. Staying average.
Because to me, imagine like you're taking a paper, right? It's this like, okay, I've identified you're black, right? So I'm gonna give you a test paper.
Yeah.
If I get 99 and not 100 out of 100, that's average to me. But I recognized in my journaling that if another person, right, and this is where we get to the intersectionality of it all, right, and we've got to really break this down.
Yeah.
If, for example, another Caucasian person got 50 out of 100, I would say that's average. If they got 70, I'm going to say that's excellent.
And I'd be root for them.
I actually had to clock my bias, right?
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, well done, you got 70. And I do that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I do that in
I
class.
actively do that.
I'm like, oh, you got 70.
And they'll call you out on it.
Mind you, I got better than them. And I'm like, oh.
You know what I mean? I'll be like this. I actually had to start taking advice about sit with it. That's the uncomfortable side of it. Sit with it, take it in, really get into the feedback, everything. Because I was like, realistically, I see it. I'm not happy. Bye. That's what I used to do ages ago.
I still do that.
And I think personally, for me, it's rooted in this idea of a growth mindset. Now, I know this is where I think I'll get a bit controversial because a lot of people champion the growth mindset, and I do to a certain degree, but I also think the growth mindset perceives people to be in a certain type of body. The growth mindset is basically, you know that you can always do better. And so therefore, you can take that positive feedback, but you also need to look at that negative feedback and look at how you can improve using that negative feedback. Now, what the growth mindset doesn't take into account, right, is the fact that negative feedback is subjective based on what you are. The feedback that I get is not the same feedback that a lighter skinned black woman will get, and it's not the same feedback that a white woman will get, and that's not the same feedback that a white man will get. Do you see?
Yeah.
And so automatically, I think even the feedback you get is more critical based on where you are on the totem pole. Because even somebody who's a black trans woman, their feedback, their level of excellence, that guideline, completely different.
Yeah.
And so I kind of felt like in my journaling, I was like, this isn't something that you can sit down and find an answer to.
No.
This has a lot
There's
of
not meant to be
dismantling
answers.
There is.
in this.
We can't just be like at the end of this, oh, so guys, this is what black and average is. This is how you can overcome it. Keep striving towards your goals. Peace out. It's not like that.
Get out of here.
It's not like
notice
that.
how get out of
Get
here.
out.
Notice how we have not given a defined or a defined example of what black and average or black and excellence or black and poor looks like. Because we have just talked about our experiences and how we feel. Because honestly, there is no right, there's no wrong, there's no guideline. It is really just your life experiences and how you feel. It is all subjective at the end of the day.
And that's what's hard to swallow, because it's all subjective. There's no clear, definitive answer. So, what are we doing?
And
how do we overcome?
Because the layers that we're
how do
getting,
you dismantle?
You know what I mean?
You can't. It's so intertwined with everything else. It's not just about being black. It's about being a woman. Then it's about being British.
Ooh.
Little chuckle.
Because maybe our average and the next American average completely different. There's so many building layers to this that even in the dismantling of that, you realistically can't tackle it all.
Yeah.
You can't. It's
I do not want to be having the headaches that the great philosophers had, realistically.
No.
I think you trying to rack your brain with the right way to do things, the right way to act, the routine, the formula, ultimately will drive you insane. It has driven me insane personally. Mm-hmm. And sometimes certain things do not require an answer because it's not meant to be a straight line.
It's not. It's honestly, it's a journey, and that journey isn't down a straight path. It's down like a rocky ski slope. Sorry.
You've been skiing recently, so
and realistically, like, I think my goal would be to be comfortable with sitting in the journey more than getting to the destination. Because what you'll find is you'll just be wound up in this concept of destination happiness. And once you get to where you aim to get to, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? I realistically don't want to be 99 years old looking back and saying, I haven't lived.
I mean, you're making it to 99.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty good.
That's a life there.
That's pretty good, though.
But if I'm in this like world of destination happiness, even at 99, I'm going to think, what did I do? Even if I've done everything, I'm going to sit and be, what did I do? And feel like I've amounted to nothing. And then I'm just black. Well, it's not it's just nothing. And you know what? At the end of the day, sometimes we just need to be comfortable in being. Not being black and average, not being black and... Just be, guys. Just be.
This has affirmed to me that in Mara's past life, she was a freedom fighter.
To freedom. Just sit in yourself and just live. Because that's what we're here to do. Well, that's what I believe we're here to do. Because realistically, we can't get into the philosophical, why are we here? What's the purpose of human race? I can't bother with that.
It's not my degree.
It's not my degree.
No, you're laughing. Is it your degree?
It's part of it.
Oh.
Child, you don't want to get into it. It's messed me up, bro. No, but one thing I think as a closing note to you guys, our listeners, I'm going to put on my podcast voice.
Oh my God.
She can close the mic.
To our listeners.
They probably hit every spit swallow.
You're out of pocket.
One thing I want you guys to remember is that you are worthy, you are loved, and you can accomplish everything you want to do with time, effort, and appreciation of self. Make that be known.
Get this girl a book deal.
Listen, it's written in the stars.
It's written.
We've all got many great things ahead of us, guys.
Listen, it's written in the stars for everyone of sitting here, for everyone listening, for everyone in this world. And if it's not, then I don't know what to say.
Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
On why it hasn't
If you
worked
don't
out.
think you have a purpose in life, give us a 5-star review and you'll find it real quick.
I don't even have anything to say. You're actually grifting the people.
Well, one episode. I've been Now.
I've been Tammy.
It's been your girl, Mara.
And we've been the Not Too Much podcast. You guys already know the drill. If you didn't know before,
You know now.
Okay, guys. I know it's been a heavy episode, but I'm gonna come through with some inspiration to inspire the nation. Here's some black women that you ought to know. Are you ready? I'm gonna say it now. 1, 2. India Ari, Jill Scott, Lauryn Hill, Beyonce, Tina Turner, Diana Ross, Rihanna, Nicki Minaj. I don't know anymore. Off the top of my head. Off the top of my head. Wait, Alicia Keys off the top of my head. Wait, Alicia Keys off the top of my head. Wait, I'm trying to think of more black artists. I'm trying to think, wait, Toni Braxton. Toni Braxton. Thames. Tiwa Savage. Yemi Alade. Come on now. Laura George, if you know gospel Afrobeats. Wait, I said wait. Give me a minute to breathe right now.
We got Tammy. We got Tammy.
We got now. We got Mara.
We got NTM. And you better listen in to the next episode.
Peasio.
Okay. Oh my god.